Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, Before we get started, I just need to take 2 or 3 minutes just to revise the lecture I have previously delivered. So first of all, we need to understand three basic concepts before I go on with my today's lecture. So first of all, we need to understand what is functionalist approach. What is functionalist approach? Functionalist approach is the approach which tells us something about the functions of the institution. This is the first thing. And there was a person whose name was Murdoch. Murdoch was the first person who gave us a lot of information, a lot of research on what is a family and what are the functions of the family. So very first thing about the Murdoch was, you need to understand there are basically four things which are involved in the prerequisites of the family, are the functional prerequisites in reference to the family. Murdoch gave four different ideas. What are the functions, what are the functional prerequisites? It's all about Murdoch. And what was those points? First of all, it's all about your sexual activity. You are not supposed to have relationship with different persons. Rather than you need to keep on concentrating on one person just to establish a family. Establishing a family is constrained, you can say, for those who simply go here and there. If you want to enjoy a family life, according to Murdoch, it is necessary to choose a person, then live with that person, with the stability of the time, with the passing of the time, with that particular person who is supposed to be your partner, or even you are cohabiting in both ways. According to Murdoch, on both ways, you have a family. One thing. Second thing is that it is the family. It is the family. Who can simply have a sort of relationship in reference to a child. When you have a child, you have a process of reproduction. Then their mutual relationship can be more strong as compared to those member of the society who are not linked with the children. So first of all, it's all about your sexual life, the satisfaction of your sexual life. One functional prerequisite of family. Second thing, reproduction. You must have, or you should have, children just to have a strong, you can say, relationship with both partners. Second thing. Third thing is, it's all about the emotional attachment. There's a third thing which is all about the emotional attachment, just to encourage each and every person within the family. Third and the fourth and the last thing, according to Murdoch, it was the financial or economic issues. When you are living together as a family unit, so it is important to just take care of the financial issues as well. So these 4 points were called functional prerequisite by Marduk, one of the functionalists. And who was the functionalist? The person who simply consider the importance of the function of any institution. So obviously, when we talk about the family, family is a very important institution in reference to society. This is Murdoch. Then we got some, obviously, with the passage of time, there are certain different contemporaries who talk a lot about the family and what are the functions of the family. Then we got another person. According to Parson, the person was Parson, his name was Parson and Bale. According to them, they simply said, yes, they are multifunctional. You can say that they are functional prerequisite, which were presented a couple of years before by Murdoch. So we need to amend certain things. Now, according to Parsons, there are two basic functions of a family. What are the basic function of the family? The very first thing is the primary socialization. What is primary socialization? You need to tell your kids about the ethics, about the morality, what should be done, what should not be done, what is culture, what is civilization, what you people have in inheritance. So all norms, social activities, how to establish establish a personality of a kid, to adjust that kid into a useful member of the society. The first thing is primary socialization, according to Parson. And second was, again, it's an emotional attachment. Emotional attachment is very important. See that, for instance, if I talk about a mom or a mother, you can say, even it is possible in Europe. He is a paid worker. He used to go outside somewhere just to work in an office, in factory, anywhere, just to eke out, just to earn money, and just to have bread and butter for their family. One thing. Second thing, she used to come and just start doing all the domestic work. So this is a kind of thing, you can say, it's a double shift in this perspective, that women has a lot to do for their kids, for the betterment of their kids, for the nurturing of their kids. And the thirdly is the emotional attachment. either I am not sure. I mean, my kid has done this or this. I mean, I keep on saying her. I mean, to my daughter, keep on studying, but she is not listening to me. So there's a third thing, which is called emotions. So emotions is a very important integral part of nurturing a child or bringing up a child. It is important. So according to Parsons and Bale, they simply accentuate on 2 points, two functions which are very important. First is primary socialization. It's all about the learning the basics, and after the birth the process started. One second thing is all about emotional attachment. So these two things were given by Parsons. Now we come to the third one, which is neoclassical. Neoclassical, or you can say new functionalist. It's according to this theory. I mean, see that there are so many things which are the compulsory content of a family life. What? I mean, again, it's emotionality. I mean, children always learn with those who are emotionally attached with them. So this is important, and also it is possible while living with the family, you can have a lot of emotions through family members. One thing. Second thing again is the same. Previously study that you need to tell your kids, your next generation, about your past traditions, about the past civilization, the social norms. So the things which are involved in bringing up a child is all we have, either in emotional perspective or in social perspective. And when we talk about the social perspective, I mean, there's so much in social perspective: norms, culture, civilization, interaction, how to behave, mannerism, personality making, personality construction. So all these points come in this way. Now the last thing before I start my today's lecture is the functions. We simply call two type of functions. One is called core functions. What is core functions? I mean, see, according to Fletcher, the core functions are those functions which is compulsory for the family, for the parents to perform: bringing up the child. This is the compulsory. And it is not only the bringing up a child. Again, it's simply switch. You can simply change the term: bringing up a child or primary socialization. One thing. Second thing was given: as the society moves, I mean, evolution of the society, we are changing the units of society. Once we are nuclear family, extended nuclear family, modified private family, step family, reconstituted family. So there are so different type of family we have in a society. So it means when I used to say there are different kind of family units we have in the society, I must say one thing: this is basically the evolution of a society as well. And when there is evolution of a society, so there must be a lot of change, either positive or negative. Still, its evolution are always there with the change. So when we talk about evolution or the change, we must say one thing, and the thing is the peripheral function. What is the peripheral functions? The peripheral function is all about the function which should be performed by the family, but at the same time those functions are recently taken over by different institutions. This is called peripheral functions. You know what I mean to say? What is the difference between core functions and peripheral functions? Core function, which should be done by the parents: primary socialization. What is peripheral functions? Peripheral functions are those functions which should be done by parents, should be done by the parents, but now all those functions are taken away to different institutions. For instance, kindergarten. The concept of kindergarten, I mean, at the age of 2.5 or even 3, I mean, kids are normally sent to kindergarten for mannerism. So couple of years before, it was the kind of responsibility which was simply on the shoulder of the parents. Now it's simply switched to education department or schooling. No, it's a healthcare, one can say that. So whatever it happens, family members, they need to do whatever it is required for the bringing up the child. No, we even take all those things. Their maid system, I mean, first it was compulsory, it was regarded one of the prime functions are the duty of the family or the grand family to bring up the child. But now these things are taken over by the maid system, you know, a babysitting. So there's so much which are evolved within the society and change according to the functions of the society. This week I have all, I mean, as far as the revision is concerned. No, today I'm going to start. It's a page 80. Yes, it's a page 84, and the loss of the functions debate. See that I talked a lot about primary socialization, core functions, peripheral functions. Just believe me, things are not complicated. What is recommended by me, just skim through once. You know what you are if you want to get good understanding of it. If for instance I will be the student, for instance, you know what I used to do, I simply make notes out of it. Why it is important to watch my videos? Why? Because I keep on explaining so many things. You know why? Because it will be far more easier to understand different concepts. Just see what is important. You watch the video, try to make notes. Second thing, and thirdly, which is the most important factor in the learning process, you need to adapt yourself. You need to be very good at learning within a minute. Believe me, if it is possible for you, try to establish your personality. Just try to learning process at that level that within a minute you people know how to revise the whole. See, I took 10 or 15 minutes to explain each and everything. You can simply count in 1 minute. Functionalism, you people know what is functionalism. Second thing, who is the person who is taking functionalism? It's Mado. Functionalism, what are the basic functions? Four functions: sexual desire, reproduction, emotional attachment. Secondly, you need to cater your financial means with your spouse. Four, switch to persons and bail. There are different kind of functions we need to perform. Primary socialization, what about second? It's all about the emotional attachment. Okay, done with the parsons and bail. Third, it's flatter. There are two kind of responsibilities are the functions of the family. First is called core function, second is peripheral function. Core function, again, primary socialization, emotional attachment. Peripheral functions should be done by the parents, but not taken over by different institutions. Check it out. Before a minute I simply revise each and everything. You need to practice like that. Keep on practicing. You need to talk to yourself even again and again. Okay, this, okay, today the lecture was all about this. And on Saturday or Sunday you need to revise the whole, and just simply take 10 minutes to revise all. Believe me, just try to practice all this stuff in front of mirror. In I mean, you need to walk and learn this. Okay, okay, it will be easier for you, because when we are supposed to be in an examination, it will be very helpful that within no more time, for instance 1 hour, you can simply revise the whole chapter. But important thing is that right now you need to start from today to keep on practicing. 1 minute story. Understand? Okay, switch to today's letter. It's all about the loss of the function debate. Functionalists argue that although the nuclear family is found in all the society, the exact form of the family take will depend on the nature of the society. In particular, extended family are said to be the common in traditional society because they can carry out a wide range of functions, whereas in modern industrialized society there is less need for extended families because other social institutions have taken over some of those functions, so that there has been a loss of function. The argument that the linked processes of industrialization and urbanization led to the changes in the families and household in this way is called the fit thesis. So what is fit thesis? Things are quite easy to understand. See, what first of all you need to learn what we are trying to what I'm trying to convey to you. It is important to understand what is fit thesis. Fit thesis mean in every era, in every period, there is a different kind of family unit which is fit according to that era. You understand what I'm saying? According to fit thesis, listen to me what I'm saying. You need to concentrate what I'm saying. What is fit thesis? Fit thesis is a theory, is a debate that there are, for instance, extended family is a universal family. I mean, almost 3 to 400 years before, in every society there must be an extended family living with grand family, with parents, and you can, and with children. 2 to 3 generations living together is extended family. So according to this debate, extended family 3 to 400 years before, it was quite normal. One thing, but the family system started with nuclear family. Thousands of years before, people living as a nuclear family. Understand? But with the passage of time, so what is that turning point? What is the crux? What I'm trying to reach? What I'm trying to convey is that the question is, with the passage of time, with the evolution of the societies, is there need of a change of the family style or not? For instance, no, according to industrialization, urbanization, there is no need of extended family anymore. This is basically one of the debates. You understand what I mean to say? If you simply say yes, then I will continue. See why? Because, for instance, 300 years before, you people don't have that much doctors or the specialized doctor which are present right now. So 300 or 400 years before the industrialization, what we used to do, we used to visit, I mean, the people are the old people in our village. Okay, just try to check it out. Why it is cough, he is coughing. Like at that particular moment, people don't have any awareness about cancer. They don't know anything about the cough. They don't know anything about the blood pressure. No about AIDS. There's so much which we didn't know anything about. So what you used to go to a person who has acknowledged as an intellectual. Okay, okay, listen, see that, because at that particular moment we don't have specialized doctors. So people try to do according to the you can say according to the treatment of the people who are considered to be intellectuals. Okay, just say are experienced people. With the experience of life, they learn a lot of things about the medical as well. You understand? So before industrialization, there was, you can say, the extended family was the fit family at that particular moment. But after the industrialization, I mean, things have changed a lot. There are so much scientific which are, I mean, in the society. Now we have every specialist for every single thing. For instance, I can simply give you an example. I mean, 200 years before, we don't have Panadol extra. So for instance, I simply say today I'm not feeling well. So I don't need to even go to doctor for prescription. I simply go to any medical store, say, yeah, I'm just not feeling well. Just give me Panadol extra. And he simply give it to me. So you understand, with the passage of time, things are changed. So if the things are changed due to the presence of science, due to the presence of special knowledge, one can say that the functions of grand family is less more important. They can be taken over by babysitting, kindergarten, you understand, or the maid system. You can have maid. Both the parents can go on work, no problem at all. You simply have a maid. Forget about that, the which kind of, I mean, a primary socialization the maid can give to your child. It's another story. But the thing is that you need to understand what I mean to say. According to change in society, there must be change in the functions. And if there change in the functions of the family, so right now, according to this debate, every single era, every single period of a specific time required a fit family unit. Either it's possible to be extended family, nuclear family, or privatized nuclear family, where even it is possible. See that most of the, you can say, husbands, they used to go I mean, abroad for even higher education or for work on work permit. So I mean, the wife or the spouse, she has to be here and just to cater to kids. So this is what actually this debate is all about. Don't put yourself into trouble and having a lot of difficult terminologies. First of all, try to make up your mind what is this chapter, this unit is all about. It's all about fit thesis. What is fit thesis? I mean, every single era there must be a family which is considered to be fit according to that situation. Understand? Should I continue? Okay, so all these processes developed between the late 18th and the late 19th century. They changed the nature of the work and economic production from the land-based rural family-centered organization of pre-industrial society to the capital-intensive urban factory-center organization of the industrial society. This led to move from mainly extended family organization to one dominated by nuclear family. So this is, see that, what is this all about? Years before, hundred of years before industrialization, what is required? See that, agriculture, land based agriculture based extended family was present. Now with industrialization, rapid change a lot of development has been made in transportation as well. So it is no more required to have extended family. No, things are entirely different. Couple of hundreds of years before, I used to say that okay, people are more patient, they are not that materialistic. Now people are changed a lot. Materialism is so much in our societies. Okay, I mean, I want to buy new mobile, I want to show off, I want to let people know about my financial status. So I we people have put a lot of burden on our shoulders. So once we have taken all those stupid responsibility on their shoulders to prove that we are somebody, okay, we are doing something which is totally beyond our requirements. We have unrealistically enhance our necessities of life, which is not required, not actually not required. So according to this paragraph, one can say that now it's materialistic, financial centered, industrialized community we are living, where materialism is more important than emotions. Now, the extended family of the pre-industrial society had been ideally suited to the demands of the family-based subsisting farming. However, an industrialization spread these extended families were replaced by nuclear families that fitted two crucial economic requirements: geographic mobility and labor flexibility. Nuclear families allowed people to move to jobs in the growing town and cities. People were gradually forced to change the way they lived. The fifth thesis was put forward by functionalist sociologists such as Parsons. You remember Parsons and Bale? We studied before. Parsons and Goody. The sociologists claim that extended family structures were the norms in pre-industrial society because family and household were multifunctional. A wide family network performed a range of functions relating to the economic and social well-being of the family members. Kinship-based extended family had a common economic position that involved working together mainly as subsisting farmers, but also in various craft trades, brewing, and baking in and around the home. Economically productive, the extended family provided the only workable means of the physical survival. So, see that according to fit thesis, which was put by the functionalist Parsons and the Goody, and they simply claim, now what can, which kind of question can be in examination? I mean, can you challenge, assess, analyze the fit thesis? What was fit thesis? That we need to, according to the question, you need to evaluate, are you agree, do you agree that fit thesis was right? And what was fit thesis? That before industrialization, before industrial society, nuclear extended family were the norms. Why? And they give you the points. Why? Because in pre-industrial society, most of the people were engaged in farming, agriculture, rearing of animal. So their style is nomadic to some extent. They used to live at a certain place for a certain time, but you used to do agriculture, right? If they are committed, there are two kind of things. Nomadic, when we talk about simple nomadic, so it means that they are interested in rearing animals rather than agriculture. In agriculture, they need to stick to some certain place. Clear? So according to fit thesis, according to Parsons and Goody, the thing is pre-industrialist society, extended family was the norm. Why? A lot of workable force was required at that time. I mean, you can say uncle, material aunt, uh, grandfather, father, grandmother, all the people live at a place. Why? Just to divide different functions. People, male people, they had to be in agriculture. They have to go to fields just to do something. I mean, obviously for agriculture, in the fields, to work in the fields, outdoor. And what were the requirements? What were the requirements? And all the ladies are the women, they need to be at home for the domestic task. So this is one of the conditions. Secondly, they divide the function. They are kinship means they like to share different things. For instance, you are ill, according to pre-industrial society, so people are so much caring and so worried that they simply switch. This is, for instance, if I were at that moment, I mean, my uncle was very keen about me. I mean, what happens to my nephew, right? So this is kind of relationship, this is kind of you can say awareness, emotionality within the people. Clear? So you are more concerned than them rather than the studies. Shabash. So the next, the idea of the family group as economically productive is related to three further factors: labor intensive subsisting farming. Secondly, the ability to move away from the family group was limited by poor communication, our cars, and only basic road system. This means that family members were physically unable to move far from the family home even if they wanted to. Elderly, infirm, and sick family members relied on their kin for care in the absence of very well developed universal welfare system. So see that, maybe this is very important to understand. You need to, I mean, concentrate on what I'm saying. Fit thesis, the first portion. According to first portion, It was Parson and Goody gave the idea. According to fit thesis, see that pre-industrial society, subsisting farming, we need a lot of labor force, a lot of labor force. One thing. Secondly, kinship, blood relationship. People are very worried about and keen just to help each other. Second thing. Third thing is that emotionality, attachment, work. Simply divided their multifunctional divided their work. For instance, all the male members in the fields, all the women members for domestic tasks. Clear? One thing. Secondly, we have more reasons for that. You know why? People were not able to live without extended family. You know why? You know why? Because there weren't any, you can say, source of communication at that time. There is no good transportation system at that time. There's no car, aeroplanes, nothing. So for instance, just consider in pre-industrial society. I mean, how could it be possible to travel? People don't like to travel far away places. They like to even die within their premises. They don't want to go. And even if one person were sick, I mean, they don't have any choice just to stick with a family member. So, for instance, it means that if an old person or elderly person got some serious issues, the health issues, they were not that medical facilities that can simply switch to cities or urban areas for the betterment of treatment. No, it wasn't. We didn't have any opportunity, didn't have any, you can say, facility we have. So they had to be live like extended family. Now you understand, there are so much to tell in fit thesis in reference to extended family, why it was a extended family. There's so much I discuss with you. Health issues, elderly people don't want to move, no facilities of traveling, no communication at all. I mean, obviously if you're leaving your family, we are not sure we will be able to come back or not. There are so many fears, so many things, no adventurism at all while living with the family. So extended family was premium at that time, was the call of the day at that time. Understand, this is the first portion of fit thesis. Now we switch to the next stage. As industrialization and urbanization took hold, nuclear family gradually become the dominant family structure. Only one of the most significant reason for this was that people had to be mobile, moving away from rural areas to the growing towns and cities in order to find and keep work in the new industrial process. Another reason was the decline of the favoring friends and relatives over other nepotism. The new industries demanded specific skills and knowledge, so people could no longer be promoted. So this is the second thing, right? Could no longer be promoted simply because of their family connection. This created new opportunities for social mobility. Dominant in any society will fit that society needs. Parsons saw the nuclear family as the best kind of family for modern industrial society because it provided clear, separate rules for men and women, enable socialization of children, and allowed families to be mobile, moving to where job opportunities were. In this way, he believed the nuclear family fulfills function for both the individual and the society. So look, there are two aspects, there are two things which are in fit thesis. According to fit thesis, again, Parsons and Goody, fit thesis, we got two things together. First of all, pre-industrial society. Which were which families were there before pre-industrial society? Extended families living together, agriculture, subsisting farming, emotional attachment, no facilities of communication, no facilities of transportation had to be there. Elderly people don't want to leave their family, no chance at all. Understand? The second phase is according to fifth thesis. Now after industrialization, right now things are entirely changed. Now nuclear family is far more better. You know why? You know why? Because today economic stability is more important. You have money, you can simply switch to any place. For instance, if elderly people have some serious issues in regard to health issues, for instance, you can simply send money, have a treatment for, and you know that with the urbanization, with the industrialization, no people from village, they are simply leaving village because there isn't any opportunity, job opportunities. Understand? So for the sake of the improvement or the lifestyle, better lifestyle of their kids. Parents love to move from villages to cities for good opportunities, for amusement, for entertainment, for better job opportunities. So according to fit thesis, the second version is all about all about the nuclear family. And what is nuclear family? Nuclear family is all about what? uh, you can simply take your kids, you can simply switch to anywhere. It's all out mobility, no worries for parents. I mean, we are shifting for instance to any other town or city obviously, so we can simply come on every weekend. So better, see that, better communication, one thing, better transportation facilities, second, better healthcare facilities, third, no, you got communication, mobile phone, you can even every single day you can talk to your parents, elderly people. So this is we have in the fit thesis. So this theory is given by Parson and Goody, and now people start argumenting on that theory. No, it was not extended family. No, for today it is not nuclear family, rather than, for instance, it's privatized nuclear family. So the first portion, the theory which was given by Parsons and Goody, the fifth thesis, we have studied what were their point of view. So inshallah, in my next lecture, I'm going to tell you what are the arguments against the fifth thesis, and who presented the arguments against the fifth thesis. Definitely the people must have some solid reason to deny the fifth thesis. So at the end, I must say, try to revise. Don't don't simply push yourself the difficult terminologies. Important thing is try to learn the key points. Okay, for instance, when we talk about fit thesis, so see that even in my lecture at least 5 to 6 times I keep on saying fit thesis. So after, I mean, just watching this video, you people will be able to at least discuss 5 to 10 minutes about what is fit thesis is all about. People can even talk about what is a primary socialization, what is core functions, what is peripheral functions. So keep on watching, trying to make notes at the first level. Second, 1 minute practice, try to do remind each and everything in 1 minute. Inshallah, all my truest and with the core of my heart, my prayers are with you. May Allah I mean bless all of you for a very better and prosper future. Till my next video, take great care of yourself and the people around you. Hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.